Hello Chopbox out there, it's a brand new week, so you guys know what that means. A new week with lots of new adventures to be had, and I'm going to be taking you guys along on my adventures that I get up to this week. I've got Monday off work, which meant I was able to have a little bit of a lie-in this morning. I then got up and got changed and had some lemon curd toast and a cup of tea for my breakfast. I was just playing with Bear out in the garden, and it was a lovely sunny day with beautiful blue skies. Lovely way to have an Easter bank holiday Monday. I then just watched a bit of TV, listened to a bit of music, and just read some more of Volume 5 of Heartstopper, and had a cup of tea and some of my custard cream biscuits. Tidied up my office and dolls up a little bit. I was just doing a little bit of spring cleaning. I was then just listening to a bit of music, working on some more illustrations and cutting some of those in, and just working on a bit of my short story that I'm working on at the moment. And then I was just watching some vlogs and TikToks and funny dog and cat video and seeing on videos, and did some TikToks and posted those. And then I got myself ready to go off for a walk, and whilst on my walk I was listening to music on my headphones, enjoyed the lovely sunshine and blue skies, and got some flower snacks. I'll show you guys those. A lovely stroll. I was able to get some really beautiful flower snaps, such lovely blossoms and tulips out on my walk. I then popped to One Stop and got myself a drink from there for work tomorrow evening, and got a drink for the walk back as well, as it was quite hot, so I had that whilst on my walk back. And I got back and was just reading some more of Volume 5 of Heartstopper, and just listened to a bit of music, and got 2 mirror selfies for my bedroom mirror, wearing my new t-shirt that I got from Matalan the other day. Went out with Zoe while shopping, and I'll show you guys those. This is becoming one of my favourite new t-shirts. It's so comfortable, and that mirror with the stars around it and the plushies and the pillows are so cute. Me, my mum and my dad then got ready to go off to my older brother and his girlfriend's house for an Easter Monday Sunday roast, and I got myself ready, and then we went off to get my grandma from hers, and she'd made an apple crumble, and she always does the best apple crumble. So I went up and helped her bring some stuff down, and the apple crumble smelled so good. We then got to Luke and Zoe's, and they were getting the food ready, and it smelled so good. And Zoe had created a little Easter egg hunt for me to do out in the garden, and there were 17 chocolate Easter eggs to find, and I found 11 of them, and then there was 5 or 6 that I could not find anywhere. So when Lydia and Josh arrived, my younger brother and his girlfriend, they then helped me find the rest of them, and then we had our dinner, and it was so delicious. My older brother Luke always does such a good roast dinner. We then had my grandma's apple crumble that she'd made, and it was so good, with some custard and some clotted cream. And Zoe had done a little table decoration with these paper little Easter bunnies that we'd got out last Tuesday at Home Sense. I think it was B&M or one of the shops we'd gone into. We got those for the table all set up, and I'm going to show you guys snaps I got from our Easter Monday lunch. We had such a lovely time, and then me and my mum and dad and grandma headed back and bought Ludo for us to play, but we just ran out of time, so we'll have to play next time. And then we dropped grandma back to hers, then got back, and dad took Bear off for his walk, and he was very happy to see us and was doing zoomies and getting very excitable, bless him. I then messaged my boss to see if he'd done next week's rota, as it's my mum's birthday this Sunday, and we're planning to go out for a curry. So I've said if he has done the rota already, if possible, would I be able to work Sunday daytime instead of evening, as we're going out in the evening. He's seen the message, so I'm hoping, fingers crossed, that I'm able to work Sunday daytime. If not, I'll just have to see if one of my colleagues can swap shifts with me if I do get put on Sunday evening. But either way, it'll get sorted out, I'm sure. And then I was going to be doing maybe tomorrow daytime instead of evening, and my colleague was going to be doing my evening, but we can't swap shifts now, so I'm going to be working tomorrow evening instead, which is all good. It means I get to have a bit of a line tomorrow, maybe go off to the garden centre on my daytime off, we're doing 6 till close, and then I had to head off to the shops to get some bits for my younger sister that she needed. I was going off on a stroll anyway, and headed off for a little bit of a stroll and got some more flower snacks, and I'll show you guys those. There's just so many lovely blossoms and flowers out and about at the moment, and I just love flower photography so much. It makes me so happy. I find it very therapeutic. I then got the bits from One Stop, got back, and for my tea I had a microwavable spaghetti bolognese, and I'll show you guys that. Spaghetti bolognese I had for tea was so delicious with lots of Parmesan cheese on top. I love Parmesan cheese so much. I then sorted my Bluetooth doll out into a new look, and I'll show you guys that. Here's my Bluetooth doll's newest look, starting off with the shoes. She's got these pink high heels on with these white socks, and then this denim dungaree dress with this pink heart short sleeve top underneath with a white collar and then a black hat, and that is the whole look. I love that new look. It's giving me Centurion vibes. I am now off to go and finish writing my journal entry for today, and then I'm going to be watching today's Home and Away and UK soaps and read some more of Volume 5 of Heartstopper with a cup of tea and some of my custard creams. I love custard creams so much, and work on some more of my short story that I've been working on, and just see you with more to vlog tomorrow. It's now Tuesday, and I got up after a lie-in. I then got showered and changed and had some toast and a cup of tea for my breakfast. I had some lemon curd toast. I then watched a bit of TV, listened to a bit of music, and just watched some vlogs and TikToks and funny dog and cat video and sea lion videos. I love sea lions so much, they're so adorable. I was then playing with Bear out in the garden, and it was a lovely sunny day with beautiful blue skies, so I was playing with him with his bow tie, which he loves. I then got myself ready to go off for a walk and headed off up to the high street and went off and had a look inside the child shops. I went off to have a look in the bookshop. I love the smell of old books so much. Popped into T.T. Jones and love looking at all the notebooks, but I don't need any more notebooks at the moment. I could probably start my own stationery shop. I don't know what stationery I have, but I just love stationery so much. I then popped into Aldi and had a look at the Best Buy section. Always love having a look at the Best Buy section in Aldi. Popped into the corner shop and got myself a drink from there, and saw and chatted to some of my mates I saw whilst walking down the high street to have a look inside the child shops, and everyone was out enjoying the sunshine, and it's just such a lovely day. I love the sunshine, it always gets me in such a good mood. I then dropped some books off to one of the child shops that my older sister had given me before she'd gone off to Seoul for 2 weeks to drop off to one of the child shops. I was chatting to one of my mates who works in there. I then saw one of my mates in one of the cafes, so I popped in there to have a chat with them and ended up getting some selfies from there, and I'll show you guys those. You've always got really cute prints and lanterns and chandeliers in that place. I then went off and had a look around some more of the child shops and had a look at some of the t-shirts, as they've got a lot of the spring summer stuff out now. And then I got myself a peach iced tea from one of the coffee shops and sat and had that in there, and got a photo in front of this arrangement of flowers that they had behind where I was sitting, and I'm sure you guys. It's so cute in there. I was chatting with one of the people working there who I hadn't seen for a while, and then I went off to the flower shop and I got some flower sets on there that I'm sure you guys. They've always got such beautiful bouquets of flowers in that flower shop with such lovely colours on the flowers, all the pretty roses. And then I was just chatting with the flower shop keepers in there and got some plant snaps on the plant section, and I'm sure you guys. I was having a lovely look around at all the pretty plants with all the succulents and cactuses and the pretty plant pots, and those tomato soup plant pots are so adorable. I then got 2 selfies from there in front of some of the plants, and I'll show you guys those. Those 2 mirror selfies I got from there are so cute. All the plants around the mirror, with all the succulents and cactuses and pretty patterned plant pots. It's so cute in there. It's like a little jungle. All the plants hang down from the ceiling, and the window display is always so pretty with all the succulents and cactuses in the windowsill. I then went off and had a look around some more of the shops, and then headed off up to Tesco's to get myself something for tea, and I ended up getting myself a chicken Caesar pasta pot for my tea, and I got myself some lunch from the Meldor section from there. I then got some flower snacks from the flower section, and I'll show you guys those. They also have such a good range of flowers in that flower section with all the pretty tulips and roses with lovely colours. I then made my way back, and whilst on the way back I ended up getting a drink and meeting one of my mates in the beer garden at one of the pubs, and sat and chatted with them, and I got 2 mirror selfies from there in front of this golden mirror, and I'll show you guys. That golden mirror is so beautiful, and I had a lovely catch up with my mate. I then made my way back from there, and whilst on the way back I had my drink that I got from Tesco's when getting my meal deal, and also listening to music on my headphones, enjoying the lovely sunshine and blue skies. I then got back and had my lunch, and for my lunch I had some cheese and onion sandwiches with some skips. I love how skips melt in your tongue. They are one of my favourite crisps to have. I then got my uniform ready for work this evening. I'm doing 6 till close, and put my tea in the fridge. I got a pasta salad pot from Tesco's, and I always love these pasta pots, they're so delicious. My dad then took Bear off for a walk, and they went on a massive walk. He then got back and I did some TikToks and posted those. Works of my journal entry for today, and just listened to a bit of music, and then I was just tidying up my office and my dolls and dollhouse a little bit, doing a little bit of spring cleaning. I then was just working on some more illustrations and kind of so with those in, and read some more of Volume 5 of Heartstopper, and had some biscuits. I love custard cream so much, and I'm going to show you guys 2 new illustrations I've just finished off. Here are my 2 new illustrations that I've just finished off. Starting off with this one here. So she's got these boots on with this pantsuit with this heart cut bit at the top here, with a collar with a brooch on. So she's got a black choker necklace, and then she's got this jacket. You can't see the other side of the jacket because the long hair is covering that side of the jacket, with a shoulder pad. I love a shoulder pad, little cute little pocket there, collar, and then she's got this long flowing hair down here with this flicky bit here, and this black dyed bit, shaved bit here, and then onto the face she's got these big lashes with winged eyeliner, and the lips. I love drawing the faces. The faces are some of my favourite things to do in my illustrations. And onto this one here. Again, she's got this long flowing black hair. It took me ages to colour in this hair, but it looks stunning. Then she's got some black nails on. She's got this triangle black crystal ring on. Then she's got this pantsuit on, very into my pantsuits at the moment, with these flared sleeves, this whoosh bit here is off the shoulder, this choker necklace, lovely details on that choker necklace, with this pom-pom earring, some spike stud earrings in the top of her ears. Then she's got these winged eyeliner and lashes. Again, I love doing the faces and all the eyes. I'm really liking the cat eye look at the moment. I love drawing the faces on my illustrations with the big cat eyes and the lashes. I'm really loving the winged eyeliner and the shoulder pads, very into my 80s and 90s fashion, very dynasty vibes. And I'm now off to go and finish off working on some more illustrations and kind of some of those in. I'm just going to be chilling before work this evening, and just see you with a little bit of model vlog coming later on. It's later on in the evening now, and I'm back from being at work. I'd worked during 6 till close, so I got myself ready for work, and my dad dropped me to work. But before I started work, I had to pop to drop some stuff to my grandma's. So I headed up to my grandma's with my dad. I went in and dropped some stuff off for her, and then I got dropped into work. I got clocked into work and put my bag away and got my drink out to have for work. Had some of that, and it was just me and one other colleague on shift, and it was pretty busy as it was really lovely and sunny. We had lots of people sitting outside as well as inside, so I was clearing lots of the tables outside, bringing lots of the glasses and plates and cups in and putting those in pot wash and into glass wash, and sorting out some of the regulars. And then I was just running lots of food and drinks, doing some food and drink orders and drinks making, doing lots of wine pouring and pint pouring. And then I just got on with loads of the cleaning and clothes jobs that I could get done. And then it quieted down, so I was just doing a lot of cleaning jobs. And then I finished about 10ish, and I then clocked off and got my bag, and I'm now not in until Friday evening. I then got picked up by my dad, and then got back and I got into my PJs. And then for my tea, I had the pasta salad that I'd got from Tesco early on, and I'll show you guys that. The pasta chicken salad I had for my tea was so delicious with the Caesar salad dressing. I love Caesar salad dressing so much. It's my favourite type of dressing to have on salads. I then finished writing my journal entry for today. I then put that away, and I'm now off to go and watch today's Home and Away in UK soaps, and then watch new Stacey Solomon's Sort Your Life Out. I love that show so much. And then tomorrow I'm going to be heading off to the Garden Centre, my happy place It's supposed to be about 26 degrees, so I'm definitely going to have to wear my hat and lots of sun cream. Will probably be absolutely melting, but will be worth it as I love the garden centre so much. I shall see you with more to vlog tomorrow. It's now Wednesday and I got up early ready to go off to the garden centre, and it was an absolute scorcher of a day. It was so hot, so I thought I'd get up early to get up to the garden centre and try and beat the heat. So I got up, showered and changed, and I had some toast and a cup of tea for my breakfast and some lemon curd toast. I was then playing with Bear out in the garden with his rope toy, which he absolutely loves. And my dad was fishing, so Bear was a little bit on edge. He always gets a bit like that when my dad goes away fishing. So I was playing with him, trying to keep him distracted. It worked. He then crashed out. I then watched a little bit of TV, just a bit of music, and then got myself ready to go off to the garden centre. And I wore my hat so not to burn my scalp, but do not want to be doing that. Put on a lot of sun cream and head off, and was listening to music on my headphones, having a lovely stroll on my way up to the garden centre, enjoying the lovely sunshine and blue skies. And it wasn't too bad until I got halfway up the garden centre and it decided to just be like an oven, and I was absolutely dripping. I did, however, manage to get a load of pretty flowers on the walk up, despite feeling like I was a massive puddle from melting from the heat. And I'll show you guys the flowers I got whilst on my way up to the garden centre. I was able to get some really pretty flower sets with lovely colours and blossoms. They're just so pretty, and all the tulips as well. I then had to whip off my top to kind of cool down a little bit, just knowing my end of my destination. And I got a mirror selfie from this Country Lane mirror, and I'll show you guys that. I then had cooled down and I got myself a drink from the shops whilst on my walk, so I had that to keep myself hydrated. Wrapped my top back on and then got into the garden centre, and I had a look around at the flower section first of all, and I'll show you guys some flowers that I got from there. I was able to get some really pretty flower sets from the garden centre. They've got a lot of the spring and summer flowers starting to appear now. I cannot wait for the dahlias to be in season, because up there they always have such lovely dahlias, and I'm always able to get really pretty dahlia stats from there, and they're some of my favourite flowers to get snaps of. I was then chatting with my mates who worked at the garden centre, having a good catch up with them, and then I got some selfies. I got one in front of this archway with a load of dinosaurs all over it, which is so cute, and then one sat on this little bench with some pillows behind me and some little plastic little flowers over the little archway, little bench that I was sat on. And then got one taken of me in front of this archway inside of the garden centre with all these little cute little like plant tree little teddy bears and little flowers around it, and I'll show you guys those snaps. The selfies I got from the garden centre are so cute. That one we sat on the bench with the pillows and the flowers around it, and the one with the archway with the dinosaurs on, and the archway with those little teddy bear shaped bushes are so cute. I then ended up getting some more flower snaps, and I'll show you guys those. I just love flower and plant photography so much, it makes me so happy. I then head off to the home section as they had a load of spring stuff in, and I'll show you guys the stats I got from there. It's so adorable. I was then looking at the stationery and at the plushies and the sweet section, and then I got a mirror selfie from the outdoor section where they have some mirrors up in your gardens, and I'll show you guys that. Such a cool mirror. I then went off to the plant section and had a look around there, and I got a load of new plant displays in there, and I got some plant sets from there that I'll show you guys. Those Easter chick plant pots with the plants in are so adorable, and all the succulents and cactuses and pretty patterned leaves and the cute patterned plant pots. I then got some bits from there. I ended up getting some sweets and this rose lemonade, and we'll show you guys a clip of those. Here's what I got from the garden centre. I got this rose lemonade. It's my favourite type of lemonade. It's so delicious. I got some sweets from the sweet section. I got some jelly beans and some jelly babies, and then I got this rugby ball wash bag to give to my older brother for Saturday. It's his last ever rugby game this Saturday, so we're all going down to watch, and I can't wait to give that to him. I can't wait to tuck in today's sweets. Jelly beans and jelly babies are some of my favourite sweets, and that rose lemonade was so good. I had that on my walk back from the garden centre, and I got my older brother that rugby ball wash bag that I'm going to give him to have on Saturday for his last game of rugby he's ever going to be playing, because he's got retired due to his knees, bless him, and it's going to be his leaving the rugby club / birthday gift. Maybe I might get him something as well for his birthday in August, that's if he's good. And then I made my way back from the garden centre and was just busy on my headphones, had the rose lemonade, which is so good. I was enjoying the sunshine and blue skies, and I came across a load of beautiful coloured tulips, and I got a snap of those. I then made my way up to the high street and had a look around some of the charity shops, and went off into Surroundings, one of my favourite little shops to go into that sells things like prints, art supplies, stationery, mugs, all things I love, and always have lovely times up there, looking on there at all the beautiful displays. And I've got some really cool things from there before, a lot of socks from there, as they always have a lovely sock selection up there, and I got some snaps from there. Let me show you guys. It's just so lovely in there, really cozy, really calming in there, and always love going up there. I was having a lovely chat with the shopkeepers in there. I then made my way back, and I got back, and for my lunch I had a pop noodle, and then me and my mum were just watching a little bit of Warehouse 13, and then I was just watching some vlogs and TikToks and some funny dog and cat videos and sea lion videos, and then I went off to the shops to get my mum this Cornish pasty, as she really fancied one, so I was like, I'll go and get you one. So she gave me the money, and I had to go to 2 different shops, and I managed to get her one, got back and gave her that. And then I was just watching a few episodes of Friends, and I love that show so much. And then I did some TikToks and posted those, and just listened to a bit of music, worked on a bit of my short story I'm working on at the moment. And then my dad got back from fishing, and he took Bear off for a walk. Aidan got back, and my mum's getting tea ready, and it smelled so good, and I was just watching a little bit of Escape to Country and Father Brown, our Garden Rescue, and then we had our tea, and for tea we had a curry, and I'll show you guys that. The curry that we had for tea was so delicious. I then helped tidy away the kitchen, and then played with Bear out in the garden, and I got a snap of him on the sofa, and I'll show you guys that. He's getting so big, and I'm now off to go and watch today's Home and Away and UK soaps, and then catch up on new I Must Love Tea South Africa, which I keep forgetting is on, so I have a few to catch up on, and we'll see you more of the vlog tomorrow. It's now Thursday, and I got up early ready to go off into town for a solo trip into town, and I had some breakfast. I had some porridge with a little bit of honey in. I love a bit of porridge. I've been really loving my porridge at the moment. I then watched a bit of TV, just a bit of music, and had some Bear cuddles. He's just so goddamn cute. Just a bit of music, and was just playing with him out in the garden. I then got myself ready to go off and get the bus to town, and I headed off to get the bus, and whilst waiting for the bus I was just sat listening to music on my headphones, and the bus took forever to arrive. I thought this bus was never going to turn up. The bus then arrived, and I sat on the top of the bus, on the double-decker bus, and always love my little nose in the gardens whilst on the bus, and there are always some really nice gardens when heading into town. And then I got into town, and I headed off to R2's, his amazing desserts place just by the Christmas steps in town, and headed in there, and it was pretty busy, but I was able to get a seat just by the order station, and got myself a bit of carrot cake with a chai latte, and sat on this little bench with these little stools. Had to be careful not to fall off the stool, otherwise that would have been embarrassing. And I'll show you guys a snap of the carrot cake and chai latte I had from R2's. The carrot cake and chai latte I had from there was so delicious. I love carrot cake, it's probably one of my favourite cakes to have, and it's always so cosy in there, and the staff are so friendly and I always have great chats with them. I then got 2 Mayo Safis just before leaving, as I had to pop to the bathroom, and I'm sure you guys do. I always love getting mirror selfies from that bathroom mirror. It's always so cute. They have lots of really quirky things in there. Last time I was in there, they had some Marmite jars in there, and they also have really cool prints up as well. This time around, they had a cool clown in the corner of the bathroom, and then I made my way off to go to the flower shop I always love to go to when in town, and got some flower stats from there that I'll show you guys. We've always got such beautiful bouquets of flowers in there, with such lovely colourful flowers, lots of roses and sunflowers, which are some of my favourite flowers to get snaps of. I was then having a lovely chat with the flower shop keepers in there. I then got some plant stats from the plant section, and I'm sure you guys those. The window displays are always so pretty in there, all the succulents and cactuses and pretty patterned plant pots, and it's like a little jungle with all the plants hanging down from the windows. I then made my way off to Sparks, one of my favourite places to go in town. It's this art creators centre where there's lots of independent shops that sells lots of arts and crafts stuff, prints, socks, mugs, stationery, clothes, lots of vintage stuff, jewellery and plushies and handcrafted stuff, and it's just so cool. Always love having a good look around there, and I got some mirror selfies from there, and I'll show you guys those. They always have such cute mirrors in that place. I then went off and had a look around some more of the shops, and went off to the book shop. I love this one of old books so much. I was having a good look around there, and I went off into some vintage clothes shops, and then I got the bus to Cribs, and then went off to the Mall and had a look around some of the shops in the Mall, and got 2 mirror selfies from this clothes shop with cute little writings on the mirror, and I'll show you guys those. These mirrors with the little quotes on are so cute. I then went off and had a look around some of the shops. I went off to Mankind and to The Entertainer and to Smiggle and to Tiger and in John Lewis, and then I went off to Smith's to get the Monster High doll that I've been planning to get, and it's finally in store, so I went off and got that. I then went off back to the Mall and went off into Marks and Spencer's, had a little look around there, and then made my way off to get the bus back, and have to get 2 buses to get back home. And I got the first bus back, and then waited to get the second bus back, and was just listening to music on my headphones whilst waiting for the bus to arrive. I then got the bus back, and I got off by One Stop, and then went off to One Stop to get some drinks for Gays Night this evening. I then got back, and just as I was arriving back, my dad was taking Bear for his walk, and Bear jumped up for me and managed to get a hole in my t-shirt, so I had to put that in the wash and put this jumper on as it got a little bit nippy, and hoping that my mum can mend it. And then I had my lunch, and I had some chicken Caesar wraps with some fridge raiders, and had a drink, and I had that on the walk back. And then I got a drink for work tomorrow night, and I put that in the fridge ready for work tomorrow night. And then I was just waiting a bit of my journal entry for today, just a bit of music, and then I was just watching some vlogs and TikToks. There's a funny dog and cat videos and ceiling videos, and then my dad got back from being out with the dog for his walk, and I then showed my mum and younger sister the new Monster High doll that I got, and I'll show you guys a clip of that. Here is my Boo original Creep production Washoe Goyle. She is so cute. I've always wanted this Monster High doll, but when she first came out, I wasn't collecting Monster High dolls, so now they've redone them. I am so happy that I'm able to get them for my collection. She is so pretty. She's got this pink and purple hair with like bluish purple streaks in her hair. She comes through these wings, this striped top, and this really funky patterned skirt. And she's got these like white stone looking shoes with some pink socks, and this pink little detail on this stone looking bag as well, as she's a gargoyle. She comes with a pet called Rox, and then she has her yearbook as well. And then on the back it just has an illustration of her with her pet and some little details on the packaging, which is so cute. And I love the like stained glass windows on the packaging. She's such a pretty doll and fits perfectly with the other dolls where I have put a place for this doll to go. And then I was just reading a bit more of volume 5 of Heartstopper and had a cup of tea and some of my custard creams. I love custard creams at the moment, they're my favourite biscuits at the moment. I then tidied up my office and Dolls and Dollhouse. I'm now off to go and watch today's Home and Away, and then I'm going to be walking down to Jen's for games night as my mum and dad are going off to B&Q to get some paint as they're going to be redecorating the living room. So I will just be chilling for a bit after watching Home and Away, and then probably head down, and we'll see when I'm back from games night this evening. It's late on in the evening now and I'm back from being at Jen's house for games night. So we got ready to go to Jen's for games night, and I ended up walking down as it was a lovely sunny evening and it's staying lighter for longer now. I'm loving the lighter evenings. I was listening to music on my headphones whilst on my stroll down, and I then got to Jen's, and Tash and Jazz were running a little bit late, so whilst waiting for them, me and Jen played a game of Uno No Mercy. I then was playing with our funny friend's dog, who Jen is looking after while they are away, and she's so cute. She's called Chloe, but I always call her Clover, and she was giving me lots of kisses and I was giving her lots of cuddles. She's so cute. And Tash and Jazz arrived, and for our tea we had some gammon with cauliflower cheese and some wedges, and then we had some chocolate eclairs for pudding. And I'm sure you guys, the gammon and the wedges and cauliflower cheese was so delicious. I love cauli cheese, and the chocolate eclairs were so delicious as well. We then played some games, and Jazz had brought along some sweets and Tash brought along some blueberries and strawberries. So we had some of the sweets and the blueberries and strawberries whilst playing some games. We played some games of Uno No Mercy, and I won a game of Uno. We also played this game called Who's Most Likely To. So we had to read 3 things out on the card, and we had to point to who we think would do that thing, and the one that had the most points was pointed to the most of the things off the card would then win that card. So we played that, and that was really fun, and then we just chatted and chilled. It was a really nice evening. Always had so much fun at games at Jen's, and then I got dropped back by Tash, Jazz and her dad, who came and picked them up and kindly dropped me home. And I'm now off to go and get into my PJs, finish writing my journal entry for today, and then I'm going to be watching today's Home and Away and UK soaps, and then I'm going to be watching I'm a Celeb, Come On GC, love a bit of Gemma Collins, and then tomorrow is my first morning group session back after being off for Easter Friday, Good Friday, so I'm looking forward to heading back there tomorrow and having a catch up with my morning group members, and we'll see you more of the vlog tomorrow. It's now Friday and it's the end of the week and almost the weekend. I got up early, ready for morning group, and got showered and changed and had some porridge for my breakfast. I then watched a bit of TV and just listened to some music, had some bear cuddles, and was playing with him out in the garden with his favourite whip toy. I then got dropped to morning group, and it's the first one back after being off for Good Friday last week. So I was having a nice catch up with my morning group members, asking them all about how their Easter had been. And then we were doing a bit of cooking. I always love doing baking in morning group. Always find it so much fun, and I was happy to tell the others as well. And we were making trifles. And then after the day were finished, we then had a cup of tea or coffee and some biscuits and a good natter, and then did some colouring in. And then it was the end of the session, and it always goes so quickly. You know what they say, time flies, we're having fun. I then got picked up by my dad, and then I got back, and I'm sure you guys a snap I got of the trifle. It looks so good, can't wait to tuck into that. And then we've been doing some colouring in, and I did an illustration, and I'm sure you guys a clip of that. It's one of my new illustrations I did. It was at morning group. They have long blue hair with the side fringe, and I love the black streaks in the hair. It's very mermaid style with the red lips and the winged eyeliner and mascara, and the red choker necklace with the black brooch, and then the flower in her hair. That blue hair is so cool. My younger sister really liked the hair when I showed her my new illustration. I then listened to a bit of music and just worked on some more illustrations, filled some more of those in, and one of the members of Morning Group's mums bought some colouring pens for our morning group, and there's a massive pack of them with lots of really cool colours. So I'm going to ask for those for my birthday, as they would be really good for my illustrations, as I did use gel pens, but they used to run out halfway through colouring in all of my designs, which was very annoying. But these ones are a lot better, so I'm going to ask for those for my birthday. And then I was just watching some vlogs and TikToks and some funny dog and cat videos and listening to a bit of Kylie. And then I got myself ready to go off for a walk, enjoy the lovely sunshine and blue skies. And whilst on my walk, I was listening to music on my headphones or my hat, so not to burn my head. Do not want to be doing that. I then made way to the high street and had a look at some of the child shops, went into surroundings and to go to have a look in the bookshop, and I love the smell of old books so much, and into some of the shops. And then I made way back, and whilst on my way back I got myself a cheese onion pasty from Greggs and sat on a bench and had that, and then continued on with my walk, and I got some flour snacks. I'm going to show you guys those. I had a lovely stroll, enjoying the beautiful sunshine and blue skies. I was able to get some really pretty flower snacks. There's such lovely flowers and blossoms out and about at the moment. Spring and summer always have such beautiful flowers. I then got back and I did some TikToks and posted those to my TikTok. Got my uniform ready for work tonight. I'm doing a 5 till close, and then I was writing a bit more of my journal entry for today. Listened to a bit of music and just worked on a bit of my short story that I've been working on. And I'm now off to go and read some more of 45 of Heartstopper and have a cup of tea and some of my custard creams, and we'll see you in a bit more to vlog when I'm back from work this evening. It's late on in the evening now, and I'm back from being at work. I'd work doing 5 till close, so I got myself ready for work and then got dropped to work. And I got dropped to work a little bit early, so just before work I popped off to have a look around some of the child shops and ended up getting this Skipper doll from one of the child shops, and she's in this striped jacket with a striped polka dot skirt and white top. Very vintage, very 80s, 90s style, which I love. And she's got this messy ponytail with a bit of hair down the side. I'm not sure if I'm going to keep her in this outfit or give this to my Bluetooth doll, so I'm just deciding on whether to keep her in this or give it to my Bluetooth doll. But at the moment I think I might just keep her in it. She looks quite cute in this outfit. I then got to work, got clocked in and put my bag away. I got my drink out to have for work, and at first it was just me and one other of my colleagues on shift, and I was just doing some cleaning of tables, order some food and drinks, and do some food and drink orders and drinks making. I was cleaning tables inside as well as outside. We had a lot of people sitting outside with lots of glasses to be brought in to put in glass wash. And Tash came on at 6. She was on a split shift, and it got quite busy with lots of people in for drinks, lots of people having cocktails, and I was doing lots of food and drink orders and drinks making, and mine lots of food and drinks, and so I tried to some of the regulars. And then Tash did me a coconut hot chocolate and did an Easter egg chocolate art in my hot chocolate, and I'll show you guys that. She's so talented doing that coffee art in my hot chocolate, and hot chocolate was so delicious. I was then just doing some cleaning jobs and running some more food and drinks and doing some food and drink orders and drinks making and doing lots of pint pouring and lots of wines. And then our colleague who were on shift, Ellie, ended up finishing early as she was on open the next day, so it's me and Tash until close, and we absolutely slayed the close. We got out for about 11:30 and then clocked out, and I got my bag and got changed into this jumper I'm wearing now, and then we went off to the pub and had a drink at one of the pubs in the high street, and it looked like we were going to be getting seen as it was pretty late, but one of our mates who we used to work with works there, so we were able to get a quick drink before it closed. So we sat and had a drink in there and had a good chat, and then it was time to head off, and I thanked Tasha for a lovely shift at work, and then I made my way back. Whilst on my way back I was listening to music on my headphones, and I got back and I was just chatting with my younger sister, and she was showing me this pin board of lots of photos of my older brother through his rugby career from when he was younger till now, as it's his last rugby game tomorrow, and we're going to be going to watch, and she's going to be giving that to him on Sunday when she sees him next, and she got a clip of that. Here's the pin board that my younger sister has done for our older brother Luke for his last ever game of rugby. After 26 years of playing for Formby Broncos, he's having to hang up his rugby boots for good due to his bad knees, bless his heart, and we're going to support him tomorrow. Really excited for that, for his last rugby game, and it's really cool seeing him from when he first started to now, and a lot more hair when he started, that's for sure. But we all say he was born with rugby ball in his hand, and yeah, it's crazy to see how much he's achieved. It really is, and yeah, gonna be very excited to see his reaction when my sister gives that to him. I've also got a rugby ball to give him, which is a wash bag as well, that I'm going to get wrapped up. It's so cool, and she's worked so hard on that. I'm really impressed with how it's turned out. Bless her, she's so talented with doing arts and crafts bits like that. And then I had my tea, and for my tea I had a mac and cheese, and I'll show you guys. The mac and cheese was so delicious, nice and cheesy, just how I like it. I'm now off to go and get into my PJs, finish writing my journal entry for today, and then put that away. And then I'm going to be watching today's Home and Away and UK soaps, and then catch up on more of I'm a Celeb South Africa, and to show you more to vlog tomorrow. It's now Saturday, and I hope you guys are all having a lovely start to your weekend. I've got the weekend off work. I'm now off work until Thursday, so I was able to have a nice lie-in, and it felt so good not to set any alarms. I then got showered and changed and had some lemon curd toast and a cup of tea for my breakfast. I then watched a bit of TV, listened to a bit of music, and just worked on some illustrations, cut some of days in, and just read some more of Volume 5 of Heartstopper, and had a cup of tea and some of my custard cream biscuits. I'm loving my custard cream biscuits at the moment, they're so good. I was then just tidying up my office and my dolls and dollhouse. I was playing with Bear out in the garden, and it was a lovely sunny day with beautiful blue skies and sunshine, and was playing with him with his favourite whip toy, which he absolutely loves. I then watched some stuff off record and to finish catching up on and caught up on I'm a Celeb, and then I got myself ready to go off for a walk and went off to the high street and had a look at the child shops. I went off to the bookshop and into Aldi and then to TG Jones, and was looking at some of the stationery in TG Jones, which used to be W. Smith's, and then I went off to the flower shop and I got some flower sets from there to show you guys. They've always got such beautiful bouquets of flowers in there, of lovely colourful flowers. I was then having a lovely chat with the flower shop keepers in there. I then got some plants out from the plant section, and I'll show you guys those. That plant section is so beautiful, with all the succulents and cactuses and the pretty patterned leaves and all the plant pots, and those plant pots that look like tomato soup cans are so cute. I then made my way back from being at the high street, and on the way back I was listening to music on my headphones. I then saw and chatted to one of my mates who was walking their dog, and I was just talking to them all about how Bear's getting on, as they were asking how Bear was getting on. And then I got back and I had my lunch. For my lunch I had some cheese rolls, a cup of tea and some biscuits, and went some more of Volume 5 of Heartstopper. I was then watching Flushed Away, which is one of my favourite films, it's so good. And then me, my mum and dad got ready to head down to the rugby club for my older brother's last ever rugby game, as he is hanging up his rugby boots. And we got there, and my older brother's girlfriend and her sister and her partner were there, and my younger brother was also there, and it was a really good game. And I got one of the programmes, and I'm going to show you guys a snap of that and of 2 photos we got taken of us all together at the end of the match. I had to get a programme to put in my scrapbook, This is my brother's last ever game, and those photos we got taken at the end of the game of us all together, so cute. Give him a big hug, he played so well, they won the game, a great way to go out on, and he scored the winning try as well. Managed to cut his eyebrows, so he had a bandage around his head, bless him. But yeah, it was just such a great game, I was so proud of him. And then he stayed a little bit longer with his girlfriend and his girlfriend's sister and her partner, and they were having a few drinks, and I was like, see you tomorrow night, as we're off for a co for my mum's birthday tomorrow. And then me, my mum and my dad made our way back and had to drop some stuff to my grandma's. Then we got back and I watched a bit of Toy Story 3, such a great film. And then I had a cup of tea and some biscuits, and I've just written my mum's birthday card for tomorrow. And then I was just listening to a bit of music, working on some more illustrations and cutting some days in. And then for tea we had some chicken croutons with some chips, and I'll show you guys that. It was so delicious. I then went off for an evening stroll and ended up heading down to my town's castle for a lovely stroll around the grounds. They're so beautifully kept, and I got some snaps of the castle, and I'll show you guys those. I'm so lucky to have a castle on my doorstep. I always love going there and exploring the gardens. They're always so beautifully kept, and I had a lovely look around the gardens, and I got some flower snaps from there that I'll show you guys. All the flowers are so beautiful with lovely colours, all the tulips and the wisteria all over the window of the castle. I then got a selfie in front of the wisteria on the side of the castle and set my phone up on a timer on my phone using one of the garden chairs they had out on the little lawn, and managed to get a really pretty photo for the wisteria, and I'll show you guys that. I love that photo I got in front of the wisteria. I pressed the timer to go off and actually had to get into position, and I think it turned out pretty well. I then went off into the lounges where you can have afternoon teas, and I got some snaps of the lounges, and I'll show you guys. The lounges are so pretty, all of the chandeliers and all the tapestries and the fireplaces, and there's some classical music playing. It's so cozy in there. And then just as I was leaving, I had to pop to the loo and ended up getting immersed life from there, and I'll show you guys that. Even the bathrooms are fancy in that place, and then a chandelier by the mirror. And then I made my way back, and I got back, and I then was just listening to a bit of music and working on some illustrations, and I'll show you guys two of my illustrations. Here are two of my new illustrations for you guys. Starting off with this one here. She's walking some space buns with a side fringe like bangs situation going on with dangly bits of hair down here. Then she's got a black choker necklace, and then she's got this off the shoulder long flared sleeve dress with this pretty detailed belt. Then she has some high heel boots on. She's then got this sparkly ring on, some black acrylic nails, very long acrylic nails, and this handbag with little heart detailed on, which is so cute. And then onto this one here, she's got this long flowing hair down the side here with this pom-pom earring and some spike studs in the ears, a choker necklace, and then this collar with this long sleeve top with this little whooshing shoulder pad here, and a brooch, and this heart cut little frilly bit at the top, also heart cut bit here, and then this pantsuit with these sparkly high heel boots is giving me ABBA vibes. I've been really enjoying my illustration work at the moment. I went through a bit of an illustration block, but I've got my mojo back and they have been looking really good. And I then was just listening to a bit of music, tidied up my office a little bit, and then I was reading a bit more of Running 5 of Heartstopper and a cup of tea and some biscuits. I'm now off to go and watch First Got Talent for this evening, and then I'm going to be working on a bit more of my short story that I've been working on. I shall see you in a bit more to vlog tomorrow. It's now Sunday, and I hope you guys are all having a lovely Sunday rest. I have had such a lovely cozy day, just not doing much. And I got up after a lion, got showered and changed, and had some lemon curd toast and a cup of tea for my breakfast. And it's my mum's birthday today, so we had a birthday banner out for her in the living room that my dad put up early this morning, and the dog was trying to help. Not really, he thought it was a dog toy, so he was having to fight Bear to get it off him. And then I gave Mum her birthday card, and we watched see this movie with Dustin Hoffman in, and it's very similar to Mrs. Doubtfire, and I love those type of films. And then I was just listening to a bit of music, worked on some illustrations, kind of so dozing, and was just reading a bit more of volume 5 of Heartstopper, and had a cup of tea and some of my custard creams, and just watched some vlogs and TikToks and some funny dog and cat video and sea lion videos. And then I got myself ready to go off for an all Sunday stroll, enjoying the lovely sunshine and blue skies. And I got some flower snaps whilst on my walk, and I'm sure you guys those. I had such a lovely Sunday stroll. I was able to get some really pretty flower snaps whilst on my walk. I love those red blossoms with the buildings behind it and the blue skies, and the yellow blossoms and the tulips. They're just so pretty. I then got back from being on my walk, and for my lunch I had some soft cheese sandwiches with a cup of tea and some of my custard cream biscuits. I then read some more of volume 5 of Heartstopper. I was working on some more illustrations, kind of so dozing. I was working on a bit more of my short story that I've been working on. I was watching some vlogs and TikToks, posted some TikToks, and then watched Shrek 2, which is probably one of my favourite Shrek films. And then I was listening to a bit of Kylie, and watched a bit of Wicked, and had the last of my chocolate Easter egg I got for Easter. I got this Malteser one, which is white chocolate, which is my favourite type of chocolate. And then my older brother and his girlfriend had come over and brought our grandma over to celebrate my mum's birthday, and my younger brother and his girlfriend arrived. And then we FaceTimed my older sister, who's currently away in Seoul for 2 weeks in Korea with her best mates, and we were chatting with her, and she was chatting to Mum, wishing her happy birthday. And then we gave Mum her birthday cards and presents, and then we gave my older brother his rugby retirement gifts. I gave him this rugby ball wash bag, and my younger sister had done him this massive collage of photos of when he first started rugby till now, and she worked really hard on it, and it looks so cool. And then me and Zoe were playing some games of Ludo. Also playing Ludo with her. And then we were just chilling for a bit and played with Bear out in the garden with his rope toy, and he was getting very excited with us all being over. And now we're off to go have a curry, and I'll see you with a bit more of the vlog when I'm back from that. It's later on in the evening now, and I'm back from being out for curry for tea for my mum's birthday. So we all made our way there, and we got there and we had some poppadoms to start with, lots of different sauces and toppings for the poppadoms, and then got some drinks. I had an orange and passion fruit J2O, and then a little bit later on in the meal I had a cola, and then I had some onion bhajis and I had a chicken korma, and then afterwards we had these little chocolate orange little chocolates and had some hot towels to wipe our hands and mouths with, and they were very warm, and it was a really lovely evening. The food was great, the service was excellent, and had a lovely time celebrating my mum's birthday. And I'll show you guys some snaps I got. The food was so delicious. I had a chicken korma. I'm not really into too much spice, so I went for the safe option, but it was so good. I had some onion bhajis, we had some poppadoms, and then the silver tray that you span around to pick which one you wanted to have on your poppadoms, and had some cheese and garlic naan bread, and a J2O and a cola. And then afterwards we got given these little chocolate orange to cleanse our palates, and then these little heated towels to dry our mouths and hands. And then we headed off, and my younger brother and his girlfriend headed off, and then my older brother and his girlfriend went off. And just before they headed off, my older brother's girlfriend got me this notebook, which is so cute. It's got some moon and stars on, and it comes with a pen, which is so cute. I love notebooks and stationery in general, but notebooks with pens are my favourite. I love a pen, and it's just such a cute notebook. And then me and my mum and dad dropped our grandma home, and then we had to go feed my older sister's cats while she's away in Seoul in Korea. And then we got back and my younger sister gave my mum her birthday present that she'd been working on for ages, and she did an Adam Lambert album cover art piece, which is so cool, from his For Your Entertainment album, and I'll show you guys that. She's so talented. Wish I could be as half as arty as she is. And then me, my mum and dad and younger sister were watching a bit of Indiana Jones and the Crystal Skull, and I had a cup of tea and a bit of the cherry bakewell cake that my mum had got for her birthday, and I'll show you guys that. It was so delicious, and I'm now off to go and finish out the journal for today, and then I'm going to be watching tonight's Emmerdale and Corrie. I think it's because there's football on Monday, so it's on tonight instead. And then I'm going to be watching this evening's I'm a Celeb South Africa, which I'm loving. Come on GC, I love a bit of Gemma Collins, she cracks me up. And hope you guys have all had a lovely week and weekend, and will have a great new week ahead. Please like, comment and subscribe, and I shall see you with a new vlog coming very soon.